Here with us this evening, Brooke Rusco, joined by four-time NBL champion Casey Frank. And I know playoffs kick-start on Wednesday, but as we look around here, it is a playoff type of atmosphere building on this one tonight.
Yeah, I think both teams are in that atmosphere. They both want that #3 seed to avoid the Taranaki Airs in that semifinal. You got to win tonight to be that #3. So the finals for both teams, I think, starts tonight.
And we welcome back one name that is synonymous with basketball here in the country. That man on screen right now, Kirk Penny, is back in the building.
Kirk Penny looking good in the jersey. Doesn't look a day over 38. He's a little bit over it, except for the salt and pepper, but I guarantee that stroke will still be good.
Without a doubt. Now, some of the results that have gone in this round, round 15, which has been the biggest and the best round of the NZNBL so far. We looked at that first one, 98-67. The Airs let everybody know that, you know what? We are here, we mean business, and we want to win this championship this year.
Well, the Saints are the hottest team in the league, but the Airs are maybe playing the best basketball. The Sharks shocked everybody with a huge win, knocking the Bulls out of the finals after that, and the just completed overtime victory of the Hawke's Bay Hawks, sealing their spot in the top 6 with that win over the Rams.
Yeah, a couple games still to come. Obviously, the one right behind us, straight off this, Tuatara and the Saints. It's going to be a blockbuster. And then tomorrow, to wrap up the NZNBL for 2022, the Nuggets are taking on the Bulls. Now we look at the ladder, and this is what it's all about. We just talked about this. 1 and 2 locked up. Airs there, Giants there. But between the Tuatara, the Hawks, the Saints, and the Nuggets, it's anybody's up for grabs.
It is up for grabs, and it is all about seeding. The winner of this one moves up to #3, and we'll see the Giants in the semifinal crossover. And if whoever loses, things could change around. I'm not going to get into the biscuit stuff. I'll leave that to Hugh Bainey.
Well, we look at the starting 5 for the Wellington Saints tonight, and another marquee player who potentially could be in the NBA in the next little while. Xavier Cooks is here. Tall Black, Jordan Natai, and Tom Vodanovich. Tane Samuel there. And to wrap it up, Upshaw Jr. You caught up with Troy McLean, Coach Troy McLean, moments ago.
Well, Coach, it's been a long journey since you took over the team, but you've gotten at least one of your goals. You've locked in for the finals. Now you've got this game against the Tuatara for seeding. How much are you going to put into this one, realizing that from now on, it's all about winning the championship?
Look, we've decided as a group that after last night's result, the playoff for us starts tonight. So we want to make sure that we continue to build the momentum that we've built over the last 6 games, and we want to continue that snowball, that momentum going into the playoffs. So tonight's huge.
And speaking about this Tuatara squad, Chris Johnson back, the sighting of Kirk Penny. How do you prepare for a team that is different than you've seen for the last 6-7 weeks?
Yeah, look, there's been a few situations like this throughout the season. So I think for us, it's being adaptable, and we've really talked about being our habits versus being adaptable. And so we have prepared for multiple situations, and look, we want to go up against the best that they have, so I'm glad that Chris Johnson is back, and it's kind of good to see Kirk Penny out there lace him up again.
Kind of good. I like that. Thanks for the time, Troy. Appreciate it.
And we look at the other side of the table tonight, the Auckland Tuatara and their starting 5, Silas Schneider, who has been huge all year. But we look across this, and the name that we've talked about a lot is actually not starting tonight in Chris Johnson.
Yeah, that's a bit strange. I don't think Nick Barrow's going to play extended minutes. I see Chris Johnson getting that game in about 45 seconds if things aren't going well.
And one thing in there with Tucky Farrington, welcome back off the back of a FIBA Asia Cup. How big has he been?
He's huge. They need his defensive and offensive abilities on the wing, especially offensively. Without him, they've been struggling. And
well, here is Coach Aaron Young. You caught up with him just before this.
Well, your finals fate is sealed. You're in there. It's all about seeding now, but you've got to reintegrate Chris Johnson. You've got a little bit of help from Kirk Penny today as well. But what's it like to bring a guy back into the lineup so talented despite being away for so long?
Yeah, you mentioned it, reintegrating him into offense and defense. You know, it's not just like he's played, a handful of games. He played with us last year, so we have a good relationship. He knows the league. It wasn't much to kind of bring him in, and he brings a great energy to our group. So we're excited to see him come out there and do work.
Speaking about great energy, Xavier Cooks for the Wellington Saints. On that short list of best players in the competition, how do you slow him down and give your guys a better chance for the victory?
Yeah, he's a handful, like doing the scout on him over the course of the season. He doesn't really have a strong hand. He can finish both ways. The key's going to be just building walls, making sure he doesn't have anything easy, living with certain shots, and he might make them, but that's just that's the roll of the dice that we got to live with, and no better play. He's an exciting player, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
I can't wait to see the challenge out there. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Okay, as we jump into the head-to-head, and Casey, we know one thing, the ball is going to go through the basket tonight.
Two great scoring teams with a lot of pace. They shoot very well, but look at those points in the paint. I expect the Tuatara to lift that with Chris Johnson, and whoever gets the upper hand in that area, I think is walking home with a victory.
Okay, we're going to go to the TAB odds, and Casey, I know you're not a betting man, but if you had the house to bet on this one tonight, which way are you going?
Well, if I'm just going head-to-head, I got to go the Saints. You got to favor the team that's playing as good as everybody, but with CJ in, it's a bit of a wild card.
All right, we look at the overs and the unders. We've got the margins here as well. What are you thinking?
Well, I think the Saints, it's going to be a tight one. I like them by 1 to 10. And if you're talking about the overs and the unders, did we mention that these teams are averaging 90 points a game each?
We did.
Let's take a look at that over. It's sitting in there in 170. Yeah, I'm thinking the over.
185. There we go. All right, Casey, I know you got a busy night. I'll let you head over to commentary with Justin. I cannot wait for this one. Justin, he's on the way to you. Justin Nelson, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Casey Frank and Brooke Rusco building it up for a big one tonight. Round of 15, the final round of the NZNBL season. And what a year it has been. Well, this is what sits ahead of us, Casey Frank. Next week, final 6, right here at this venue, in fact. 3rd and 6th, 4th and 5th. That is the play-in on Wednesday night, back-to-back, hottest ticket in town. And we do know the 4 teams that'll finish in those 4 places. We just don't know which order, Casey.
That's the issue. And I think that's the key, is knowing what the order is. That's the real one as we take a look at it here.
Well, here's the semi-finals. Next Thursday night, the Airs will play the lowest winner from those play-in games. Friday night, the Giants will play the highest winner from those play-in games. And then, of course, the big one, Saturday night, August 13. Can't wait for this. The 2 semi-final winners go in to the decider.
Yeah, it's all happening now. The basketball is getting higher and higher quality. We got a couple of Saints fans making the trip north. And why not? The way this team has been playing and the entertainment factor that comes with them. The Saints have been a phenom since the insertion of Troy McClain as the coach, and maybe some of the players had something to do with it too.
Well, we will explain it throughout the game, but essentially this is what's happening from here. The Tuatara, the Nuggets, the Hawks and the Saints could all finish in any order between 3 and 6, and we're going to tell you all about it. Here's the officials for tonight: Ryan Jones, Reese Hamilton and Taylor Amundsen looking after proceedings this evening. Okay, Casey, are you ready for this?
Give it to me.
Here we go. If the Tuatara win tonight and the Nuggets tomorrow, the Tuatara, Nuggets, Hawks and Saints will finish 3rd to 6th, which means the playing games would be Tuatara against Saints, Nuggets against Hawks.
Gotcha.
If the Tuatara win tonight and the Bulls win tomorrow, Tuatara, Hawks, Nuggets, Saints are 3rd to 6th. Tuatara play the Saints, Hawks play the Nuggets.
Okay.
So we're in the same situation. However, if the Saints win tonight and the Nuggets win tomorrow, it's Nuggets, Saints, Tuatara, Hawks, which means the Nuggets play the Hawks, the Saints play the Tuatara. Same setup. If the Saints win tonight and the Bulls tomorrow, Saints, Tuatara, Hawks, Nuggets, which means Saints, Nuggets, Tuatara, Hawks.
I gotta say, about halfway through that, I was listening like my daughter listens to me when I tell her to eat broccoli. I just let it go through. I'm gonna wait till we see what happens, worry about it afterwards, because we're about to have a fantastic game of basketball in our hands.
Well, and that's been the season that we've had. We just don't know what's gonna happen, and you listen to all of those scenarios, it just further emphasises that this thing could go any way from here. What we do know is we know the 6 teams that'll be here with us next week.
It's definitely the truest part, and the Tuatara will have a bit of advantage, but I think they have to play well tonight. They have to come out and prove that they're in that upper echelon with Chris Johnson back in the fold, especially to give their home crowd a little bit of confidence for showing up next week to cheer them on to a championship run.
Well, we're ready for a start in this one. Big crowd. Just got a quick check up on the timing. Have a look at this tonight. Great to see a big crowd out here. And some Queens supporters. Of course, the game before this one, the Queens got up and defeated the Kahu.
It's a big crowd on hand to cheer this Tuatara squad. A reinvigorated Tuatara squad. We see a couple of tall blacks on the sideline as well. We've got players all over the place. As you saw, a slight amount of uncomfort there from an ex-NBL player on the far right, Thomas Bartlett in the house.
Well, Reggie Upshaw Jr., the Saints #1. What a fantastic late season pickup he's been.
He has been, and just to explain it of the delay, we've got a bit of an issue with the scoreboards. As you see Kirk Penny sitting next to Dan Fotu up there. They're trying to fix the scoreboards, and it looks like it's good now, and now we're ready for action.
Tom Vodanovich. He'll be hoping for a big one tonight. We're just about set to go. Saturday night action in the Cells NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner-Homes. Strap yourselves in. This will be a ripper with the final 6 just days away. Here's Xavier Cooks playing the role of point guard tonight. Out to Samuel in the corner. He can't finish, and here comes Silas Schneider.
Just a different kind of speedy defense they're playing against this week. And look at the counterattack by the Saints.
And that one's a good one for Jordan Nartai, scoring underway for the Saints tonight. Their last 7 games, 6 wins, 1 loss.
They are playing great basketball, and I don't know if we spoke enough about the excellence of Xavier Cooks in the pregame. He has been the straw that stirs that drink. He is responsible for all of it with his multi-positional versatility.
22 points, 12 rebounds a game. There's Taki Farronson getting involved. Rob Lowe with the putback and the roll.
Rob Lowe, a happy man to have a bit of support down low. Doesn't have Chris Johnson on the court yet, but he gets the offensive rebound putback on the first look there.
It is a very different looking Tuatara tonight with Taki Farronson and Chris Johnson back into the team. Here's Nartai back to back.
He's feeling pretty good early in this one. Gets that catch and shoot, no hesitation. That means wonders for this Saints squad in on the interior.
Hot start tonight for the Prince from Porirua. Here's Iuli. Low now, has Cooks to beat, and nearly does it. Loose ball on the rebound, Xavier Cooks comes up with it.
What a hand by Xavier Cooks for the contest. The rebound gets them going back the other way in quickness.
Reggie Upshaw Jr. from the corner. Here's young Braden Iuli, just stuck underneath. And now Upshaw Jr. flicks it out. Xavier Cooks had his right foot on the line.
Just wasn't quite settled in just yet. But I love the pace by the Saints early in this one, attacking with speed. And I would expect that to even lift a level when Chris Johnson comes into the ball game because of the size. He's not a slow player, though.
Speaking of Chris Johnson, this season, 7-4, the Tuatara with the former NBA star in the lineup, 3-3 without him. Here's Schneider into the corner. Iuli finds Schneider, but that shot's going to be too late.
A nice defensive possession there by the Saints, but I do appreciate the patience of the Tuatara. They have to play at their own pace. They can't get sped up by this Saints squad. So many teams have this season, and when you start playing the same pace as them, not a lot of teams have the ability to keep it up for as long as they do.
When they met earlier this season, Tuatara 106 in the capital, defeated the Saints 91. They didn't have this man, Reggie Upshaw Jr., short on the turnaround.
A couple of great defensive possessions by Nick Barrow early in this one.
Farronson, the bronze medalist. Quickly, Cooks. Samuel has it swatted away by Silas Schneider.
Well, 2 excellent plays. A beautiful pass drops right in, but the hand by Silas Schneider, he has some of the quickest hands in the competition as it comes on. Look at it. Drops in and knocks it out there. Ball on the baseline as Chris Johnson checks into the ball game.
And Kirk Penny.
And the KP as well.
How good is it to see Kirk Penny back on the floorboards? Samuel with the miss. Cooks to keep it alive for the Saints.
Didn't hit the rim, no reset on the clock.
It's down to 10 now. Cooks on low. Chris Johnson blocks #1 on the return, and here's KP.
A little bit different with that guy in the middle, along with Rob Lowe. I think earlier this season he had 7 blocks in the ball game. That's his first of the evening.
He's had 4 blocks or more on 5 occasions this season, Chris Johnson.
As Rob Lowe was extremely enthusiastic to try and get him the basketball there. A little bit too much strength as the early turnovers starting to mount up for the Tuatara. That's their 3rd.
Kirk Penny called into defence there. Here's Cooks to Ngatai. He's had the hottest of hot starts tonight. This would be massive. Kirk Penny, who actually made his debut on this floor in this league in 1998 as a 17-year-old for the North Harbour Kings.
Tom Vodanovich knows the kind of shooter he is. He gets out immediately as Reggie Upshaw Jr. gets pinged with a contact foul down low, trying to defend Rob Lowe.
There it is, the foul. You can just see Upshaw Jr. with a couple of hands on Rob Lowe.
He will head to the bench with his first personal foul.
Had 2 early fouls last week. There's Farrenson in the corner.
And his importance to stay out of foul trouble the rest of the way is monumental. They just do not have the size without him on the court to compete with both bigs.
And hard to believe Mike Smith is coming off the bench at the moment for the Saints.
But a real nice change of pace when he does.
They work it around to Tuffin. Back to Smith in the corner. That ball's landed on the line.
I think the foot was on the line of Mike Smith, so the ball was deflected. Had the ball gone out of bounds, it would have stayed with the Saints, but Mike Smith's foot there instead. And extremely active defense here by the Tuatara early as Kirk Penny's bringing the ball up. It's like, does time move on at all, or am I just stuck in a loop?
Well, no doubt there's a lot of fans here tonight to see Kirk Penny back in action after stepping off in 2018. 6 NBA games, of course, 2 for the Miami Heat and 4 for the LA Clippers. It's been a pretty big build-up for Kirk Penny as well. His signing was announced some weeks ago. Here's Johnson.
Xavier Cook's just excellent defense with that contest, forcing the miss there.
Tuffin, Ngatai now. Uses the screen of Vodanovich. Cooks on the go. Draws the defense, goes out to Tommy V.
Oh, look at the speed burst by Xavier Cooks on Rob Lowe, drawing defenders in, then finds Vodanovich on the perimeter for the triple.
Look out, Chris Johnson, a little bit too deep.
Good look, though. Coming back are the Saints with speed once again.
They've had a good start. Out by 7. Xavier Cooks may have just hurt himself behind play. Keep an eye on that one, Casey.
He's back. He's okay.
Here we go. Kirk Penny. Not too far away. Johnson gets after it. Short on the shot. Scramble underneath. How about Cooks?
Look at the hustle. Not only is he the MVP favorite, or at least thereabouts, he's on the court hustling, giving you everything you need for a win.
Vodanovich has just hit one, has just hit another.
Nothing but 3-pointers for the Saints. 2 from Tommy V, 2 from Jordan Ngatai, and is the perimeter game giving the Auckland Tuatara fits early in this one.
Timeout.
Look at that. Like, I want to pass, I want to pass. You're going to make me shoot? Okay, I'll let it fly.
So the Saints out to a hot start early, and just inside 6 minutes, the Tuatara only with the 2 points so far. Let's have a listen to what the Saints have to say.
Head off on about the refs. Ryan's already given me a warning saying,
Yes.
watch out.
Same with the bench. Same with the bench, remember.
All right, man, all right.
Right, we're good. Our ball? No, yes. All right, let's go right here, 22. 22, put you in the middle. You're on the back. You're on the back as well. All right? All right. Hey, next play down on a set play here. Let's go up one, up three for Donnie. All right. Make sure we get movement off the ball. Also, that one time we had 4 people standing over this side. Make sure we cut someone through, get into shakes.
Keep it up now. Defense on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Coach Troy McLean will be very happy, no doubt, with what he's seen from the Saints so far. Mood of the camp, for the Tuatara. Let's cross down to Brooke Rusco and find out what Coach Aaron Young had to say.
Well, Aaron Young did have a lot to say, but also so did Captain Rob Lowe. He came in there and just said, you know what, we have actually played pretty good defense up until around about 2 minutes ago. You know, 12 points in 6 minutes isn't too bad. The problem is we can't get through anything on offense. 2 points in 6 minutes isn't going to get it done as well. So second chance points is one thing, and second side rotations is the other.
Very much. Brooke Rusco, your thoughts on the opening 6 minutes of this one, Casey Frank?
Well, I love the attack from the Saints. I like the intensity from the Tuatara, but we knew it was going to be difficult bringing in this many talented players at one time. They're going to take a while to find their feet, but it's about the turnovers. That's their fourth in this game, and they cannot afford to lose the possession game if they want to win.
Tuatara shooting 1 of 10 right now. Saints 4 of 11. Here's Mike Smith. Vodanovich through the paint. Oh, Johnson! Welcome back.
Well, Tom Vodanovich, he's used to that from training last year when they were teammates for the Huskies. He tries to stretch out, but look at the ground that can be covered by Chris Johnson's athletic shot blocking ability. 2 in the game already, making things difficult at the rim.
So good to see him back and gearing up for the Cells NBL Final 6. That shot doesn't get off in time.
Kirk Penny, lockdown defense. Who knew? Coming out, I just can't believe it. Kirk Penny, what a phenomenal athlete. Just was able to turn it back on after a few years away from the game. Look at his placement there, but I'm still waiting for the Jimmy to leave his hand. That's what I'm looking for.
2-time Olympian Kirk Penny into the action early in this one as Vodanovich slaps it away.
A little bit of payback on the other end. Good help side, despite a solid move.
Here's Mike Smith, that'll count. Points are good.
Showing his quickness there. The defense of the Tuatara gets so spread out because of the shooting they have along the perimeter. So he has that space that takes away Chris Johnson. He's got the speed advantage on Kirk Penny in that one. Able to get the hoop, get the harm, and head to Razine for the old-fashioned three-point play. About the time the Saints scored some other way, but it's going to be all threes at this pace.
Let's have a look at what he does. From here, 86% from the Razine Mike Smith, and that one's good to go.
Scoring,
start.
Just scoring in three-point increments as you go. Not too bad for Coach Troy McLean. Oh, and Chris Johnson had a leak late if the ball was not bobbled.
There's Penny out there directing traffic now. Through some heavy traffic, and guess what? We're going to see the 41-year-old head off to the Razine.
Well, this is the thing about Kirk Penny that few people realize until they meet him in person. He is a large human with a lot of strength, and you put a player like Francis Winata Movahil on him, and it is going to be difficult to force him off his line. He sits in 6'5", 6'6", 105, 110 kgs. That is a big, strong shooting guard.
And he's already built up a bit of a sweat as he gets his first point of the Cells NBL 2022 season. First point since 2018.
1 for 11 from the field, and now 1 for 1 from the stripe are the Tuatara. Make it 2 for 2. Not surprising Kirk Penny hits a couple from there.
As I said, 2-time Olympian, also 4 times to the World Championships, Kirk Penny. Saints through Tuffin. Johnson after it.
Well, he's able to go out of his cylinder to grab that, and despite having inflict, still retain possession. What an impact he's having on this game already.
No Dante Russo-Nance tonight, of course. Off at the NBA Global Academy as Johnson finishes strong.
Look at the quickness he has. Even when Xavier Cooks is guarding him, explodes to the rim, and then that fadeaway just makes it impossible to contest.
Everything opens up for Mike Smith. He finds Xavier Cooks.
Just beautiful point guard play there by Mike Smith, drawing the defender Chris Johnson in, and then realizing he can't get the shot up, hits Cooks for the triple. Another triple for the Saints. That is their 5th three-pointer.
If you don't mind. Speaking of three-pointers, one of the best, Kirk Penny, for many, many years. Iuli now working on Smith. And they've run out of time, so we've seen that at both ends of the floor in this first quarter.
Look, if I'm Coach Aaron Young, I'm changing my offense just a little bit. I'm keeping the ball in the hands of I need to score the basketball. It's going to go through Schneider. It's going to go through Lowe. It's going to go through Chris Johnson and Kirk Fenney as well, with no Dante Russo-Nance in the house tonight. By the way, he scored 60 in his last high school game. He's averaging 40 a game at the high school level, so he's a talented player. But without him, they are going to struggle at the perimeter. It's got to work through Silas Schneider all evening.
Here's Mike Smith stepping back, and, well, you keep talking the threes.
Number 6, oh my goodness. This Saints squad is locked in and here with a point to prove.
Well, we know the Saints hit 29 in a game last season against the Bulls. They had 46 three-point attempts in a game earlier this season, so they love it from downtown.
Well, the only consolation for the Tuatara right now is Chris Johnson can't get that one to go, is that eventually they're going to have to come back to the mean. They're 60% from 3 right now.
Wow. Here's Xavier Cooks, has it stripped away by Chris McIntosh with a step to the basket. And in the end, yeah, Mike Smith did enough, didn't he?
Unbelievable timing and quick hands by Mike Smith there. He times it perfectly. Just lost ball there by Xavier Cooks, but look at this hand by Mike Smith. Hits it off Chris McIntosh, who then tries to get his hands back on it, cannot secure it. Another turnover. That's turnover number 6.
Coach Troy McLean, very happy with the form of the Saints.
Just enough by Silas Schneider, despite the size advantage for Donnie Samuel.
Schneider just creates a little bit of room there, did it really well.
Well, there you go. Put the ball in Schneider's hands, let him work from the perimeter, and put the big guys down low, and we're in that mid-post area. That's the successful offensive recipe for the Tuatara.
Dane Samuel with the foul underneath. Had a big mismatch on Chris McIntosh, but wanted to pick him up and move him out the way.
It's a fine line when you've got that kind of size discrepancy against somebody. You want to influence yourself and use your physicality to get in there, but you can't do it so obviously. You got to use your lower body to move, guys. You can't use your upper body. It's too obvious.
So maybe late back-to-back baskets for the Tuatara. Rob Lowe working hard inside on Reggie Upshaw Jr. No, Dane Samuel up with the steal, and they may get a basket through Dougal Meter. Dying seconds. McIntosh, Iuli, no, can't finish it. And at quarter time, they're doing it in threes tonight, the Saints, and they're doing it impressively. They lead this one early by 13. Great first quarter for the Wellington Saints. Second quarter coming up. Quarter time here at Eventfinda tonight, and the Saints out to a hot start. They lead this one by 13, loving the 3 ball. Let's head down to Saints coach Troy McLean. Good start tonight from the Chargers, Troy.
Yeah, we're doing well. Defensively, holding into 8 points, that's the goal, so we're doing well defensively.
Fantastic job by Xavier Cooks in that matchup with Chris Johnson as we see Ronnie Samuel get blown by on that one. Are you surprised at Xavier Cooks' ability to negate Chris Johnson's advantage in the post?
Yeah, you know, we need to, I mean, that's just not a good play right there, but let's go. Chris Johnson, making sure we contain him and do a good job with him. Xavier's got that length and athleticism to sort of compete with that, so yeah.
Appreciate your time, Troy. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
You seem slightly distracted. I don't know why.
Yeah, slightly distracted as a thunderous dunk from Chris Johnson and then a big three-pointer from Kirk Petty, answered by Reggie Upshaw Jr. Let's head down to Brooke Rusco and have a listen in to what the Tuatara had to say at quarter time, Brooke.
Yeah, two focuses from Coach Aaron Young. The first one is they have to contain their three-point ball. Just too easy, way too many threes. The second one is execute. It's almost like they're getting bullied a little bit. Embrace that, keep your dribble alive, and let's get through some stuff.
And that's what we've seen from him early on. I love Chris Johnson taking advantage with his quickness at the top of the key and his explosive athleticism on display. And the fire shown by Kirk Petty on the make. He's not out there making numbers. He is out there trying to compete.
How about those highlights to start this second quarter as Vodanovich is fouled?
The Saints have targeted Siler Schneider when he's got these mismatches. They are looking to punish him in the post. He's been guarding the Vodanovich, he's guarding Samuel. But when he's got that size mismatch, as we take a look at Chris Johnson down the lane. Watch out. There we see Vodanovich straight into the post with that mismatch on Schneider. I think they're going to continue to try and take advantage of that because they've got size advantages everywhere, but Schneider's a wide guy you want to go at. He is so important to the perimeter attack of this Tuatara squad. To get him out would really make some inroads for the Saints.
And I'm officially on Kirk Penny points watch tonight. On behalf of the Sky Sport team, he's out to 5 points.
The next day that Kirk Penny plays 30 minutes and doesn't reach 20, I think will be the last day he plays basketball.
He's looking sharp out there at the moment. Here's Tucky Barrettson with the finish.
Oh, they've missed his athleticism and finishing at the rim. Shows some strength there as the confidence has built with his trip away to the Asia Cup of the TVs.
Better signs here to start the second for the home team. That's block number 3 for Chris Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Foul. We'll send Reggie Upshaw Jr. to the regime.
Didn't quit on the play. He just kept on working as Chris Johnson looks like he picks up foul number 2 there. Pardon me, just foul number 1, just his first. Not a lot of movement in Chris Johnson, but the aggressiveness of Reggie Upshaw Jr. is rewarded.
And of course, with results so far in round 15, including that thriller this afternoon, the Hawks and the Rams going to overtime. Hawks get the win to make the final 6. Rams with the loss bow out. Of course, the Bulls went down last night to the Sharks, so they also miss the postseason action. Final 6 teams are locked in. The order, not so easy just yet, as Upshaw Jr. misses both.
No harm on that foul, and good signs for the Tuatara, who are looking much more confidence on this side of the court.
Here's Schneider. Had Cooks to beat and elected to back out. Rob Lowe now inside. Doesn't get the roll, but gets after it and gets it back and draws the foul.
Oh, I just love his stick-to-itiveness.
There it is.
That was on display there. Misses the shot, but doesn't quit on the play. That could have easily been Reggie Upshaw Jr.'s ball. Look, it's in his hands, but no. Rob Lowe says, no, that's my basketball. Force the foul, send me back to the line. And they're in the grind right now. They're down low. They're grinding this Saints team. They've got some size advantage on the block, and they're using it to great effect here at the start of the second.
Foul on Nartai as the shot goes long. 60% from the regime this season. There's the ladder. There's Giants, Tuatara, Hawks, Saints, Nuggets, all safe.
Suddenly nobody wants a free throw. 4 straight misses by the 2 teams combined.
Vodanovich now. Smith. Lofts it up and wasn't too far away from Xavier Cooks, just saying thank you very much.
That was beautiful action, though. The speed with where he went, the sharpness, even the delivery was right there. Just couldn't quite corral the pass, but that is exactly what the Saints want to do.
Schneider has Penny waiting for it. He fires away.
It looks the same as it ever did.
Barrington, sweet shot. And they're just starting to find their rhythm here.
His activity has been excellent. This looks like a lineup that the Tuatara are going to be playing a lot this evening.
Margin back to 9. Here's Reggie Upshaw Jr.
His ability to shoot from deep is really what changes the gravity for the Saints team. At the center position, he can play down low, but that shooting stroke is going to continue to draw Tuatara out.
And he comes up with it again. Hard to the basket, Rob Lowe.
Great block, Rob Lowe.
What a block.
Look at the timing. Just brilliantly timed after the turnover. Reggie Upshaw Jr. coming strong, but look at that. Excellent use of his length and athleticism by Rob Lowe to get the block without fouling when coming from behind.
One of the plays of the night there from Rob Lowe. Vodanovich on the step back.
My Lord, the shooting for this team, that is their 9th three-pointer out of 10 makes. They are 9 for 14 from deep at 64%.
And back the other way. Kirk Penny, there's a foul underneath Rob Lowe and Tom Vodanovich tangling up. And Tom Vodanovich is a player that you don't want to see get too hot from deep. Rob Lowe.
I got to say, I'm a little surprised that foul's on Tom Vodanovich. He had inside position, and Rob Lowe's pulling him down from behind. I'm not sure exactly what Tom Vodanovich did in that one.
They do know they're about to be teammates, don't they?
Ain't no teammates today, baby. I'll be your teammate later. They've been their teammates to each other before, but not today. Today you're wearing that other color, and I do not like you.
Of course, they'll be lining up for the Sky Sport Breakers. There's Johnson. And they tangle up again, Rob Lowe and Tom Vodanovich.
Well, what a flash by Chris Johnson. When he gets the catch there, he's just got too much length to stop. You see his finishing point on that jumper.
Johnny Halou into the action. Oh, Upshaw Jr.
Upshaw Jr. They finally miss one, and he puts it back anyway as Kirk Penny steps on the sideline. Kirk Penny is surprised because of all the players on that court, he's got a pretty good idea of where he's supposed to be. Look at the finish by Reggie Upshaw Jr. You may have got the last one, Rob Lowe, but I'm up too high when I sky for this one.
Love to see it. Hope you're enjoying the Saturday night action in the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Home. Saints out by 15.
Well, no foul trouble yet. No one on the court or either team with more than one. Upshaw Jr. again. Can he do it?
Oh, wow.
He is feeling it early. 11 points now, 3 for 4 from deep. 3 rebounds, and he has absolutely taken over offensively for the Saints.
Well, Reggie Upshaw Jr., late season inclusion for the Saints. Somewhat of a fortuitous pickup, and he has been a big part of their run. There's no doubt about that. Some massive highlights from the Saints' #1.
It's all about the three-pointer, obviously, but fantastic. 11 points for Upshaw Jr., 11 for Vodanovich.
We can get through more stuff. Right, we're just switching a little bit. Switch legs, especially, we already talked about it. Those corner empty early ones, we want to green and get through that. So we got to be more aggressive. We got to be into body. Hey, out of rub. We got to set better screens on that first side. Get that thing on, move it. We're getting good actions out of it, trust it. But we got to let it move, and we got to set better screens. The first screen is nothing, so they're trapping the ball, and no one's available in that first screen. Screen and get out, CJ. There's so much space in behind there. We move it on, you're going to get a high-low every time. Yeah. Rob, you set the first one. Sorry, you set the first one. Get out early. Look for that high-low.
AC on 3, 1, 2, 3.
AT.
So some real animation there from Coach Aaron Young. His team down by 18. Reggie Upshaw Jr. on a hot streak at the moment. Brooke Rusco has just caught up with the Saints huddle. What's happening down there with the visitors, Brooke?
Hey, two things. Well, one, it looks great. You know, they've scored 37 points already, shooting the ball extremely well from deep. 10 threes already. But Coach Troy McClay was more impressed with the defense and how they're running their defense at the moment, keeping a team like the Tuatara to 19 halfway through this second quarter.
Thanks very much, Brooke Rusco. Buzzing about the stadium tonight, doing some of his finest work, looking the part as well, it must be said. Here's Silas Schneider, got a hand on it, Xavier Cooks.
I think that was a block. That's a tough shot with the length that Xavier Cooks has there. As we're gonna just get a little reset on the shot clock. I think it was just a wee bit slow, moving the shot clock from 22 to 20. Now I got a feeling the Saints were gonna use those extra two.
Darnay Samuel just getting some attention on the sideline at the moment, doing his best to hide there. We'll head down and see what the issue is there with Samuel. 11 points for Vodanovich and Upshaw Jr. each. Here is Vodanovich up over Chris Johnson. That's a hard thing to do.
Chris Johnson sagging off. You're just gonna have to kick that out. He is too disruptive in the paint otherwise.
Here he is. Slick pass inside to Schneider. Cooks with another block. Falls out to Tucky Farronson. Does he get the roll? No, he doesn't. Loose ball. Oh, go the way of the Tuatara.
As Aaron Young and Jordan Atat have some words.
Friendly.
Good friends. Good friends.
Yep.
They know each other reasonably well.
Midway through the second, Barrow, Kirk, Kenny. He's back.
Still got it. That stroke is pure. Too much space given to him with the quick trigger.
Second triple in the game for the new man in town.
Just excellent recognition there by Xavier Cooks. On that catch, had the space for the three, but he sees Chris Johnson on him and forces him into the contact and gets him to pick up his second personal foul.
I wonder if there's anyone up in the stands just asking their partner or mum, dad, who's that new number 12 in the Tuatara uniform tonight? Darnay Samuel's got an injury concern at the moment. Brooke, what can you tell us?
If you've ever played the game of basketball, it's just a constant jam that you get. Ball hit it pretty hard, and he thinks he's going to be all right, but just a little bit ginger at the moment. That's all it is.
He's tough. Rub some dirt on it. He'll be fine.
Good news there for Saints fans. Chris Johnson.
Man.
What a finish through contact, showing off his athleticism, length, and soft touch on the rim.
Here's Tuffin from deep. Oh, sweet shot, Kenneth Tuffin. Killer KT.
Onslaught continues as we have a technical foul on Tom Vodanovich. As official Orion Jones has had his fill.
It's not his first for the season, it must be
It's
said.
not his first, but that is also his second personal foul on the tee there. How about the three-point shooting of this Saints squad? 11 for 17, 11 of their 13 field goals from deep, 65% from behind the arc. Just 43% from two. This is a blistering display. I think they've been inspired by the return of Kirk Penny.
As you would be. Speaking of which, he adds another point, goes to 9 in the game. Entertaining the fans in his one and only appearance in season 22. Saints upping the defense here. Vodanovich doing a lot of the talking. Farronson, Barrow, Penny, surrounded by singlets, turnover. Here come the Saints.
Upshaw Jr. has been active defensively along with his influence on the offensive end.
Smith. Nartai had a great start tonight. Reggie Upshaw Jr.'s been doing plenty. How's Vodanovich? And in the end, the pass just missing the mark. Smith was the target.
He had his eye on him before he let loose, but just let him a wee bit too much as he'll head to the bench and Darnay Samuel gets back into the game.
What do you think the message will be from Aaron Young at the half-time break?
The work rate is good, but you just have to do a better job defending the three-point line and cutting down the turnovers. They already have 10 of those. If they could improve in those areas, they'll be in decent shape.
Here's Barrow. Oh, good pass inside. Good block. Reggie Upshaw Jr.
I think that might have been a goaltend. I thought it went off the glass first. Reggie Upshaw Jr. giving a look to the crowd.
Sneaky.
And what a pin, though. Nearly knocks the air out of it. What timing. Reggie Upshaw Jr. is everywhere on the court today.
I did like that sneaky little look. Here's Mike Smith into the corner. Nartai's already hit a couple and another one.
This team is just flowing offensively. 18-point lead right now. Not sure what the whistle was for. Didn't see what happened there.
12 of 19. Just keep an eye on that three-point count for the Saints.
How about 3 for 5 for Jordan Nartai as he moves up to 9 points.
Tuatara looking for some answers right now. As we tick down towards the half, Schneider with the answer.
Well, he's finally able to get a little bit of space and instantly takes advantage of it. Space has been at a premium. As good as the offense has been for the Saints, the D has been better.
Just 5 points in the game as Xavier Cooks takes the contact.
And when he catches it on the move like that, he is just a locomotive on the train tracks. Difficult to stop. He's got that forward momentum, his strength, his quickness. I mean, there's not a lot of guys like him, or on the planet, much less just here in the South NBL.
Final 6 tips off next Wednesday night at this venue. 2 games Wednesday night. They're the play-ins, semi-finals Thursday, Friday, and the decider next Saturday night right here. Looking forward to it on Sky Sport and Prime. Hope you can join us.
Xavier Cooks shows a weakness, missing a couple of free throws.
It is actually his weak spot, goes at 60%. Here's Iuli on the handoff from Rob Lowe. Nice play.
Auckland Tuatara finding a little bit of space from deep. They've played a much improved quarter, just about keeping even with the Saints so far. Offense looking better.
Samuel back into the action. Good feed to Cooks. And guess where he's headed back to?
Back to the Rosine, and that's where you're going to keep sending him as Rob Lowe picks up his first personal. Good, solid foul there. As you mentioned, only 60% or so from the Rosine. You don't want to give up the easy layups. Keep making them earn it.
First one. He's good.
4 points for Xavier Cooks now. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a block. He is just a stat stuffer.
He's got a nice shade on those kicks as well, almost blending into the Rosine.
Yeah, him and Chris Johnson, similar shoe tastes. He now moves to 1 for 3 from the stripe.
And the margin.
Sorry, 1 for 4. That's how you count, actually.
Sits at 13. Is Rob Lowe. Oh, easy as you like.
Well, finally got a catch without a defender draped all over him and instantly puts up the hook shot with that soft touch for the 2.
Nartai has already hit a few from downtown. Speaking of downtown, Shaw Jr. can't get that one to go. Here come the Tuatara.
Saints cooling down ever so slightly. Can the Tuatara take advantage?
Nice work, Iuli to Barrow for 2. The Saints want to have a chat here. 1:19 left to play in this opening half, and a nice little run here.
I really like the way that Nick Barrow just searches out Mike Smith, has him in the post, just goes right down low, says, give it to me. I'm going to drop it in. Advantage of the mismatches. When the Tuatara have that opportunity, they do have to grab it with both hands.
Let's have a listen to Troy McLean.
Just simple stuff, calms, all right? Making sure we talk on the switch if we're gonna switch, all right? Leads blow up to the easy basket, all right? Our switches are pretty weak, right now. Remember, early push, all right? Push up, make sure we get up, all right? Our ball here. If they go zone, let's go Sydney. If they go zone, let's go Sydney. Everyone go with Sydney. Cool, all right. Make sure against the zone too, we get to those jams. Guard who guarded you. All right, here we go, fellas. Come on. Saints.
Nice and controlled message there from Troy McLean.
How about that was Rob Lowe's second bucket of the ball game. 4 points for him and Chris Johnson with 7 rebounds apiece. And if you want to see that Chris Johnson highlight again, I have a feeling you might be able to catch it on the Sal's NBL highlight show. There's going to definitely be a few of them from this game.
It's going to be a big week. And of course, the final 6 coming up from next Wednesday. Eventfinda.co.nz. Grab your tickets. You do not want to miss a second of that action. What a season it's been.
Tuatara come out in the zone.
Ngatai a little bit short on the shot.
Things have slowed down. The Saints, as good as they were from deep early, need something at the rim soon.
Oh, Schneider just floating through midair.
Well, he got the first step, and there was no way to catch him once he's in front of you. Xavier Cooks doesn't want to pick up that other foul, so he stays away from the action.
Dying seconds of this opening half. Margin is back to 7 now. Cooks trying to sell a little bit of candy underneath.
That's great play by Taki Fedderson, knocking it off the rim.
Samuel with a miss, getting after it. Well, Johnson and Cooks, how about that battle?
Xavier Cooks active on the interior, and that's what they need. They need to start scoring at the rim. The three-pointer has dried up, but the effort around the rim never will.
Shot clock just a couple of seconds inside the game clock. Schneider weighing up his options here. He likes Kirk Penny, who then hands it off to Rob Lowe. Johnson with another highlight, but foul was called.
And Auckland not yet in the bonus. Oh, it is. Shot's called, so the foul is on the shot. Ngatai picks up the second personal, and Rob Lowe with 4 seconds left on this one. A chance to cut this deficit to the closest it's been in quite some time.
And he's only just back into the country, Chris Johnson. But you know, when this game is done a little bit later tonight, he'll be out on the court signing autographs, meeting the fans, taking photos.
Heck of a dude.
Yeah, wonderful at it.
We're lucky to be able to bring him into New Zealand and see him with what he brings to the game as Rob Lowe hits the second.
Well, would it be awkward if I went and got Kirk Penny's autograph after the game? Mike Smith? Would that be awkward?
I think you can get away with it.
Half-time here. Been a bit of fun. Saints out to a flyer, but the Tuatara just starting to claw this one back. 8-point margin at the half.
Did a great job on the glass, did a better job offensively, and because of that, they're right back in the game.
Well, I'm not sure if Brooke Rusco was born or even playing basketball when Kirk Penny was gracing the floorboards for the first time, but here he is on the sidelines. KP, great to have him back. Brooke.
Yeah, Kirk Penny, welcome back to the Sal's NBL. They tell me that you were 17 right here on this floor when you made your debut in 1998. You're back, how does it feel?
Oh, it's fun. It's so fun. I just want to help the boys win, and we're settling into our work, and it's coming along, and hopefully the second half will be better, but I'm having a whole lot of fun.
Hey, tough first quarter. Second quarter, you guys kind of got rolling a little bit more. How do you guys close this game out?
We made some adjustments in the second quarter, and it certainly helped, and we'll do the same thing in the second half and just adjust as we go. But it does feel like the engine's just starting to warm up, and got some good basketball to play.
Hey, well, you're looking great. Welcome back. And Tom Vodanovich, you're playing against your old team. You're playing well. You've got 11. Upshaw's got 11. Jordan Ngatai's got 9. You guys are flowing at the moment.
Yeah, I think the first quarter we came out, we were aggressive. We moved the ball well. I think we get in the paint and kicking out a lot. They got some big boys down there that ultra shots when you get down there. So, yeah, I think we're finding it well.
Hey, everybody knows playoffs start on Wednesday night. You guys are going to be a huge part of that. You're rolling right now. How do you guys close this game out?
Yeah, I think just sticking to what we've been doing. You know, just keep battling down here. They're a good team, but I think with our length in there, we just got to keep clogging the paint and moving the ball on offense.
You guys are looking great. Good luck for the second half. Good luck for the playoffs.
Well, second last game of the regular season, and the Saints lead this one by 8 at the half. Great crowd in attendance. Home of the final 6 next week. Sky Broadband halftime wrap coming right up.
This one, how about this one? Michael Towell from the hometown of the Saints, Wellington, tonight to the green room for 2. Let's hear it. We got some technical supporters. Who wants to go to Welly? Come on. That's it. We got Basquetbol, that's it, that's it, 2, a lot of people. One's going to be very lucky to win it. 50% chance. What are we going to do right here?
Kia ora whanau, welcome back to Eventfinda Stadium here this evening, where we have ourselves a ball game, the Auckland Tuatara, as we look into their locker room right now, sitting on 38, the Wellington Saints 46. It was kind of like a game of a half within the half. One quarter went to the Wellington Saints. Tuatara really showed up in that second one. If we go to the Wellington Saints, first of all, Tom Vodanovich, he came out, this is his old team. He had a point to prove, 11 points, shooting the ball extremely well.
It was all about shooting. Tom Vodanovich leading the way, but that three-point shot was fantastic. Tom Vodanovich also active on the glass. Here's how it started for him, getting those couches out low. And that shooting drew out defenders, opened up some opportunities on the interior, not just for himself, but his teammates. I love his mindset. I love the way he's getting active on the glass, active in the physicality. Such a talented player, and he has been leading from the front in the first half.
And we cannot go without talking about this man right here. He has not played the game of basketball in an extremely long time. But synonymous with basketball in New Zealand, and it looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
And how about we started with a defensive highlight? Kurt Petty, what's going on? Kurt Petty, fantastic to see him. Former teammate of mine, but he has a little tap on the fountain of youth there. Unbelievable shooting stroke. He is going to have an influence on this game even more than he has so far.
Yeah, as we take a look at some of the first half stats, and it's been one-way traffic when we talk about shooting from deep. 12 three-pointers for the Wellington Saints in that first one.
And even when they're missing it, you see the 11-second chance offensive rebounds there. that is the difference. If the Tuatara can slow down the three-point attack, they're okay, but the Tuatara have to stop turning over the basketball as well. Too many turnovers, despite the scoring prowess they have out there.
Yeah, well, we know that the playoffs kickstart in a couple days. Wednesday night, it all takes place. These two teams are going to be a part of it. They want to get their momentum rolling. If one team wants to take this win tonight, where do they win it?
Well, I think it's in the possession game. Both teams, whoever turns the ball over more in the second half is going to be in trouble. And whichever team is actually able to defend the three-point line is going to be in great stead.
Well, it's a scary time as well if you think about the Wellington Saints, and they are playing so well, but a marquee player in this competition has been Xavier Cooks all year long, and he's kind of been quiet for his standards in this one.
He's quiet, but he's creating opportunities for others with his penetration and kicking it on. But I have a feeling he might get a little louder in the second half.
Yeah, he is going to get going, guys. We're going to throw it to the break. Tuatara sitting on 38, the Wellington Saints 46. A massive second half is on the way. We'll be back after the break.
Right, let's flip it, shall we, for the final time, thanks to Boston Resorts and Hotels. Let's flip it up, here it comes, it is a hey, winner for the top crew. Well done to all our winners of the final, let's give it up for Boston Hotels and Resorts. Remaining on the time break to the south of FIBA. Go grab yourself some tuck or a little beverage or two, because we're going to be locked in for a huge finish. Second half here, coming up in 3 minutes time.
Saturday night action in the Sal's NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Great to have you with us. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank, Brooke Rusco buzzing about the place. The Saints are leading by 8. And of course, we're headed towards the final 6 next week. This is what we know. Wednesday, 3v6, 4v5. We know that that's going to be the Saints, Tuatara, Hawks and Nuggets. We just don't know the order.
We don't know the order yet, and I think both these teams have a little bit of desire to avoid that Taranaki Airs team sitting and waiting for them in that semi-final.
And there are the semi-finals. The Airs are through on Thursday. They'll play the lowest winner from that play-in scenario on Wednesday night. Giants on Friday night against the highest winner. Grand final Saturday night. Can't wait.
It's fantastic. Week of basketball is coming up, and this is just an entree. Imagine what it's going to be like next week.
Just saw the Queens there. They had a big win earlier tonight over the Kahoo, 94-76. Brooke Rusco, what do you got for us?
Well, there's two players who are starting the second half that did not start the game. Chris Johnson is out here. Kirk Penny as well starting the second half. And the big thing from Coach Aaron Young was do not overhelp on their three-point line. These guys are shooting the ball so well, 55% at the moment from deep. So stay at home, let Chris Johnson protect the paint, and run them off the line.
Well, here we go. Second half underway in the hands of Xavier Cooks.
Well, and I wonder if the Saints go with a different strategy and start attacking the rim like Xavier Cooks did there. Beautiful use of the up fake to get Chris Johnson's shot blocking ability out of the play.
Margin back to double digits. Here's Kirk Penny. He's been involved in a fair bit in that opening half. Schneider, wow, just cut a swathe through the defense.
Well, he's got a quickness advantage on everybody on the court except for Mike Smith. So when Jordan Natai or anyone else is guarding him out there, he's got to attack.
Samuel back the other way.
Well, beautiful drop by Jordan Natai there. The little pocket pass making it an easy finish for Donnie Samuel.
Basket for basket. Big bodies banging here. Cooks and Lowe. Cooks off the floor. That allows Lowe to get up, but the Saints win out.
Tremendous physical defense without fouling.
Upshaw Jr.
Showing some moves is Richie Upshaw Jr. What a skilled player. He is doing it from deep. He's doing it on the inside with the dribble as well.
13 in the game now. Here's Chris Johnson, loves that step back fadeaway.
That is so tough. That is so tough. But Donnie Samuel just comes back with a big smile on his face. Not much you can do about that.
10 points, 8 rebounds. Good hand from Rob Lowe. Allows Schneider to get it to Kirk Penny.
He's in double digits. 11 points for KP. He's playing defense in the first half. Now he's running the lane. Time does not march on for this man.
Who said he was into his 4th decade? 5th, actually.
Stop it, Xavier Cooks. Starting to light it up, finding the form from deep again. That was his first make of the game. And now he continues the scoring onslaught in the second half.
Margin back to 11. Lowe picks up the dribble, needs to find someone. He finds Chris Johnson.
He is looking in form now, has found his rhythm, catch and shoot. And these Saints guys cannot get close enough to him. They're worried about the drive at the same time. Natai with the mismatch in the post.
12 in the game now for CJ on his return. Darnay Samuel. Johnson quickly up the floor. Rob Lowe. Wow, good hand in the end, if it was, by Cooks.
Felt like a lot of contact.
No whistle, Cooks doesn't care, and look who he finds, Upshaw Jr.
And moving without the basketball, not giving up on the play. When it looks like Xavier Cooks is going to put it up, instead puts himself in position to finish.
Here's Johnson, and another basket for CJ.
Somebody is starting to get a little hot in here. Chris Johnson, 7 points in the second half. He is filling it up.
And the crowd loving it. Back in time for tonight's game, and of course next week's Final 6. What a huge inclusion. Back the other way, Xavier Cooks short on the shot.
Oh, good closeout there by Kirk Penny, but better defense by Chris Johnson down low to take away the layup opportunity.
Let's see if they can find him again. Here's Kirk Penny. Upshaw Jr. in front of him. Somehow finds Farrenson for 3, misses everything.
I just need to show a little bit more patience. He had so much time, but he rushed it just a bit.
Upshaw Jr. Kirk Penny, good defense in the end.
He had that lined up, just about had his measure once more.
Here he is for another triple.
And as the game goes along, you wonder if fatigue's going to have an issue for Kirk Penny. Certainly not used to playing the minutes. It does take a bit of getting used to this load being put on it.
Jordan Natai had a hot start tonight, and that was a lovely move.
Well, he's just letting the game come to him. He's up to 11 points now. He's got 3 rebounds and an assist as well.
quickly back the other way. Silas Schneider, he's starting to make his presence felt as well.
He's up to double digits with 11 points, and his quickness on the counterattack has been just extremely important for the Tuatara keeping distance.
Quick scoring in this third quarter.
Kirk Penny's physicality down low, forcing Vodanovich off the line to get the rebound himself.
Won an Australian NBL title in 2011. Here he is. Not sure if it was a shot or a pass in the end. Came off the glass.
I think it was an attempt to get that whistle blown.
There's Cooks.
What a soft touch.
Well,
another technical on top of Vodanovich?
Well, if it is, that'll put him out of the game.
Well, that's a delay of game technical foul. So that is his second. And Ryan Jones has just I'm trying to see what this call is, if that's an ejection or not.
Well, let's keep an eye on that as we head to the timeout. Brooke Rusco will be able to find out a little bit more for us. Saints lead this one by 10.
I don't know if that counts as a technical foul in the strictest sense of things. It's a delay of game, second warning, so it's a delay of game technical foul. We'll see.
Here's Aaron Young.
I want to go back into the zone right here. When we go back into man, we got to have a heavier nail, all right? So the nail, he's probing and he's coming off, and the nail is like, we're giving him too much respect, and that's a closer space. I like, for you, Robbie, lower level, if he pops out of that, just a hard contest and run him off that line. But let's stay a little bit longer in that green. A little bit longer, but it's an aggressive level though. It's not a deep chops and just stay in there. Yeah, and you got to avoid him getting behind you, behind you. So just find our levels within that. Actually, let's stay in man. Stay in man. Let's figure our way through that. Offensively, let's get some foul line cuts right now versus their switching. So really go early and then play deep out of those corners. Look for back doors as well.
So the big news here, Casey, is Tom Vodanovich is out of the game.
Ejected. Had an earlier technical foul for talking too much, and that second technical foul for the delay of game. That is his second technical foul, and he is out of the game. I'm actually kind of surprised he's still allowed to be on the bench. I'm pretty sure he has to go out to the changing room. But that is the game for Tom Vodanovich. He is done, and that drastically changes the geography of this one.
Yeah, that
early night for him.
That is big news. You can see him over the back there, leaving the court. Tom Vodanovich done for the night.
And he has had an effect on this game early. 11 points in the first half, a couple of rebounds, but his physicality down low, that was really one of the few counters they had to Johnson and Lowe on the block. Now it's all up to Xavier Cooks and Reggie Upshaw Jr. to get it done down low in the post.
And you remember he had that technical foul earlier in the game, in the first quarter. Pass.
Turns out it mattered.
It did, yeah,
Turns
absolutely.
out it mattered quite a bit.
So will that swing this game back the way of the home team? As we work our way through to a winner tonight, we'll let you know how it all stacks up for the final six. Did Cooks travel there? If not, he held his feet really well and scored.
I think the whistle didn't blow on the travel because it was a bit of a foul as well. So the official said, well, there's a contact, I won't call that, but I can't call the travel then.
Here's Schneider.
Jump ball forced by Xavier Cooks. Stays with the Tuatara.
Dare I say it, but Xavier Cooks is starting to get that look in his eye. It's just like he's about to pick this game up and do something pretty special with it. We've seen it a number of times this season. Let's see if we see it again. Oh, Iuli was just standing in the corner all by himself there, and you can see the reaction from Jordan Nartai.
Just need a bit more communication there. Have to be aware. Big shot for Brendan Iuli.
Here is Cooks. Can he answer?
Rebound.
He can't. Schneider quickly up the floor, wants to push the pace again. Has Smith in front of him. Here's Johnson. Jumper, it's a tough shot, but he's up to the task.
Man, he has been impressive. His shot making has been superb. Does not look like he's going to miss the rest of this game.
And just like that, we're back to 6.
The Saints are unable to find the mark from deep as this game goes forward. The defensive activity of the Tuatara.
And just like that, we're back to 3. Chris Johnson, welcome back to Aotearoa. It is great to see you. Chris
Johnson is killing it. The man they call CJ had 8 points at halftime. Well, he is up above that to 20 now, 12 points here in the third quarter. And this game's face has completely changed with the removal of Todd Vodanovich. I do not know where the Saints are going to find the answers. Their depth has been severely diminished.
Margin back to 3, just like that. And how good tonight has this man been, Chris Johnson? The big news during the week, Casey, was he was on a plane coming home, not only for the final 6, but for this game tonight, and he has not disappointed.
What a player. He has obviously been plying his trade. 20 points and 11 rebounds already in this ball game. Shooting 69% from the field, 50% from 3. He's got 3 blocks as well. What a game he has put together.
Plenty of highlights coming up. Make sure you pick up the Cells NBL highlight show. Brooke Rusco's been down on the sidelines. The Saints, all of a sudden, with a fair bit to say. Brooke.
Yeah, 2 things here from Troy McLean once again. It was just slow down, understand what's going on in the moment right here. And Chris Johnson, it's CJ, how can we slow him down? He is killing them right now in this third quarter.
Shot clock did not start, so they're going to bring it over to the sideline and get a couple of ticks off.
And slowing Chris Johnson down, Casey Frank, is easier said than done.
But it's got to be multiple bodies. They don't have a defender with the length to bother him consistently. Xavier Cooks can do it on occasion, but it'll be a tough ask for him with the offensive load he's asked to carry. So if I'm Coach Troy McLean, I'm sending 2 bodies at Chris Johnson every time, making someone else beat us.
Well, if the Tuatara win tonight, regardless of what happens in tomorrow's game between the Nuggets and the Bulls, the Tuatara and Saints will meet next week. Here's Farronson, halfway down.
Beautiful basketball, though. The adjustments, the pass to Schneider. They are slicing and dicing the defense of the Saints here in the third quarter.
Smith. Saw Johnson in front of him, smart enough to hand it off to Upshaw Jr.
Brilliant pass, though. Don't even know how he found the angle, much less delivered it with the softness needed so Upshaw Jr. could get the finish.
Here's Rob Lowe. Iuli has already hit 1 from that corner this quarter. Shot clock down to 3. He's going to have to go again from the corner. That's a miss. Good defense from the Saints.
Tyler Schneider trying to get the extra pass off. Might have been better off putting it himself. Instead, Francis, when he had on Mova Hill with the brilliantly timed block to force the shot clock violation.
So just to reiterate, based on the information the Cells NBL head office has given us this evening, if the Tuatara win tonight, we will know the makeup of those play-in games next week, regardless of the result tomorrow afternoon between the Nuggets and Bulls. More on that soon. Here's Kirk Penny back into the action. Nearly finishing a sprightly shot on the reverse. Smith.
Well, he saw the matchup with Rob Lowe and instantly knew that Rob Lowe was going to be worried about the penetration, the step back, and what a response by the Saints. Vodanovich gone, does not matter. Mike Smith with a big response there for the Saints as they move that lead back to 8 points.
Yeah, they've come out from that last time out and added 5. 1:45 to go in the third. Let's head down to the sidelines and have a listen to what Aaron Young has to say.
Go back into 2 defensively. Treat Cooks off the ball, match up with him if he cuts through. Talk the cuts though. On offense, give me a swing, go backdoor Kirk. Kick it back to the top, that's you, Sai. If it's denied, look for the flash. If we get it to Sai, I want a turnout screen out of that with Kirk. If there's nothing on there, catch it, roll it in, and play out of that post catch. Play through everything. Play through the non-calls, play through the unlucky shots that didn't go our way, play through if there's a miscommunication. Stay together, let's go. 18 on 3, 1, 2, 3. 18.
Big news in this third quarter tonight, Casey. Tom Vodanovich ejected from the game with 2 technical fouls in pretty bizarre circumstances.
Yeah, it was a bit bizarre, but that's why you have to be extremely careful when you get the first one. If you have that T to your name, you have to be careful so you don't get the second.
So dying stages of this third quarter. Tuatara back into the game. Rob Lowe had a look from deep. Here's Mike Smith. We know he can get going. Nice little turnaround, draws the foul.
Went down hard, but the burst of speed is what created the opportunity for him there. And with the ejection of Tom Vodanovich, as you see the contact there from Penny. With the ejection of Tom Vodanovich, suddenly this Saints team is a much faster transition team. So all the adjustments that the Tuatara made earlier in this one, well, they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and find some answers for this quicker, faster lineup.
Can I ask you, Casey, what just happened to normal white basketball shoes? Where are they?
I think they went out back in the 50s when you were playing.
Right, yep, that'd explain it. You're right. There you go.
You gotta love the color, brother.
I've been in hibernation for a long time.
And also, it goes quite well with the Resine strap.
Oh,
so,
those shoes nearly get lost in it. First one is good for Mike Smith. He's an 86% shooter from the Resine this season, and as you just saw, for good reason.
You complaining about shoe color really reminds me of old men yelling at clouds.
You've been working on that. Nick Parrow couldn't finish. Here's Kirk Penny. That one a little bit too deep. Samuel up with the rebound. And he might take it the length of the floor. Dane Samuel caught with the offensive foul.
Charge called, but from this angle, that looked like Rob Lowe was moving. He must have been able to slide over on time, but look at this. Rob Lowe moving. Is he still moving as the contact? Yeah, I don't know how that is not a blocking foul. Rob Lowe moving to the side. Dane Samuel had the space, but the activity of Lowe is rewarded. Able to keep the Saints from scoring again. Second foul called on Dane Samuel.
And importantly for the Tuatara out of this game, Rob Lowe and Chris Johnson will be able to get back to training, back doing the hard work on the boards over the next few days before the final 6 starts for them next Wednesday. And what a tandem they are.
They play so well together. Both have the perimeter skills, the interior prowess, and length defensively at the rim. What a combo of twin towers they are.
And they're not done with yet tonight. Kirk Penny turning the corner. There he is, Rob Lowe.
Just excellent timing by Rob Lowe, squeezing himself in as he picks up rebound number 9. Pardon me, 8.
Winnietta Mulvihill making his presence felt with that big shot.
Limited minutes in the first half, but the opportunity has arisen with the Vodanovich ejection. He has taken advantage, no fear, in young Francis Winnietta Mulvihill. He is built for the moment.
Lead back to double digits. Schneider now has Samuel in front of him. He'll like this. Turns and gets on the speed and just slips through the pass to Rob Lowe. Back-to-back baskets.
Would have been pretty close to 3 seconds. Rob Lowe was under there a while, but that is how the quarter ends on the beautiful feed and the soft finish by Rob Lowe.
Saints out by 9. The Tuatara hanging in there. Last quarter to come. Got a feeling it's going to be a big one tonight. Don't go away. Welcome back to Eventfinda tonight, round of 15. It's an exciting round in the Sal's NBL finals, not too far away. Saints lead this one at 3/4 time. Let's head down to the sidelines. Aaron Young joins us, coach of the Tuatara. And Aaron, pleasing to see Chris Johnson really come to life in that 3rd quarter. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, we always knew it was going to take a little while for him to get his touch. He's been playing 3-on-3, so you know, he's used to our system, and you know, he finds his way. Good to see him get his rhythm.
What do you think you have to slow down in the State squad? Obviously, they've been great from the 3-point stripe, but what is it specifically you think you have to take away to get back into this league game?
I think we've overhelped at times. And just being a little bit lazy on our contests. You know, hands down, even with our hands up, it's not really an urgent hand up. So add a little bit more emphasis on that, and I think we should be all right.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that. Always good to catch up with you, and good luck next week. Let's head down to Brooke Rusco. He's been having a listen in to the Saints at 3/4 time. Brooke.
A foul call?
Yeah, interesting call down here. Players on both sides still wondering what's going on with this one as well, but just coming into that timeout with Coach Troy McLean, said, you know what, playoffs start on Wednesday for us. It's right around the corner, but this is really where it starts. Let's get that intensity going. Let's get that aggressiveness going heading into it. And Xavier Cooks had a really good point as well. He said on every rebound, let's get out and run. It's who we are, it's how we've got this lead. Let's get back to that.
Well, let's see if there's a big finish coming up in this one tonight. We've already seen an overtime game today in the Sal's NBL. What a thriller that was between the Hawks and the Rams. Can you make sense of what we've just seen, Casey Frank?
Well, it looked like Donnie Samuel just got a bit of his foot on Chris Johnson's shoe, and he fell out of it, and because of that, he was called for a foul. I think he got called for a foul because he put his hand up and looked like he did something wrong. I think had he not put his hand up, there would have been no whistle. But we'll take another quick look at it. Just look here, nothing in it. That's completely accidental. That's not a foul. But because he puts his hand up to say sorry for stepping on the shoe, he gets pinged for the foul. So,
well, we saw Xavier Cooks last week signaling his own travels, and maybe Donnie Samuel made the call. One that he didn't want, but one the referee was happy to give him.
I gotta see, I've never seen a shoe get fouled before. That is the first time.
It's a big shoe.
That is,
to be fair, it's pretty big.
The very first time I've seen a shoe take the contact and go to the line.
There's Chris Johnson, Twin Towers inside. Rob Lowe has it knocked away.
And the Saints have a bit of a point against the Tuatara now. Rob Lowe, Chris Johnson, the low big is living inside the key. They're looking for that 3-second call.
If the shoe gets a second foul, does it get ejected? We've seen an ejection already tonight.
Look, Justin, I know you have it in for these colored shoes. You leave these bright shoes alone. They're allowed to play too.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. If you've just joined us and you're wondering why you haven't seen Tom Vodanovich yet, that was the story of the third quarter. Second tech foul and out of the game.
But a strange tech foul. That second tech foul was a delay of game one. Not one he would have even thought about getting. Didn't know the first one was there, but he's gone nonetheless.
There's Kirk Penny on the buzzer. Got the shot away in time.
Quick release, still there.
Saints holding the margin. Mike Smith goes searching.
On this match up top now, he's got the quickness. Can he take advantage?
Upshaw Jr. exploded earlier in this game. Samuel deep on the shot.
When they've got Chris Johnson pulled out of on the perimeter like that, somebody has to attack the basket. No shot blocking on the interior at that point.
Here's Farronson, quick release as well. Penny keeps it alive. Inside, Johnson will finish on the reverse.
Excellent find from Kirk Penny. And the springs from Chris Johnson. They made the flight. Look at this catch. A two-hand reverse with the contact. Oh, his shoe's still on. He grabs it to make sure it's there. It's all in the shoes, baby. CJ, go easy on the rim, big fella.
How good was that? Just reaching down and grabbing his shoe as he swung.
The shoe might have got fouled again.
Here he is at the Razine. That one doesn't go, but Rob Lowe. Great work to Kirk Penny to keep it alive. That would have been handy. In the end, off the hand of Kirk Penny.
Well, when Kirk Penny is that serious about it, I always trust him. He doesn't lie. He tells the truth.
Margin at 9.
The Saints need to find something that gets Chris Johnson away from the basket, gets him out of these plays at the point of attack.
There's Xavier Cooks. Finds Mike Smith, if you don't mind.
Well, a huge shot from Mike Smith. His play here in the second half is going to be so key, and he has really started to look for his scoring shot.
Penny. Down low on Nartai. Iuli gives it up to Johnson. Has one look, has two looks.
Oh, such a good contest from Xavier Cooks. Not worried about the dribble. He knew the shot clock was going down. Just such an aware player.
Saints have won 6 of their last 7. Tuatara have won 3 of their last 6.
With the mismatch down low, what does Upshaw Jr. do with it?
He goes to work, that's what he does. Can't get the job done though. Here's Iuli. Low outside. Penny. Shut down by Nartai. Here's Farronson on Smith. Aggressive to the basket. Good move, young man.
Oh, just uses that elbow to clear the space, but here they come back. The Saints right at him.
And they score through Kenneth Tuffin.
Mike Smith with the outlet pass. Fantastically done as Kenneth Tuffin gets pinged for the foul, coming back the other way. Touchdown pass by Mike Smith. Look at this, right into your living room. Kenneth Tuffin, I'll take that finish. And he picks up his first personal on the way back.
Captain of the Saints, of course. Kenneth Tuffin in his second season with the Saints. Here's Silas Schneider. Well, Mike Smith, in fact, it's probably going to end up for Rob Lowe. Mike Smith nearly stripped it away.
He did, and Rob Lowe came in and stole a couple points at the end. Why not? He's up to 12.
Cooks on Johnson, what a battle. They go at it again. Nartai to Upshaw Jr. Johnson again working hard off the boards.
Three-point shot just starting to go a wee bit cold for the Saints. Not the huge volcano-like crater it was in the first half.
Tuatara not done with yet. How about that? That is a dime. Johnson to Lowe.
The extra pass from Chris Johnson. They work so well as a tandem.
Foul picked up there.
Well, I do like that Xavier Cooks and Mike Smith pick and roll. Two fantastic offensive players involved in the action. It'll be difficult to pick your poison coming out of it.
Just the first foul on the Tuatara for the quarter. The Saints have 3.
Chris Johnson, 22 points, 14 rebounds. Xavier Cooks, 15 points and 10 of his own boards.
Saints looking for a way through this zone now. Nartai just tucks it under the wing and draws the foul.
We see the way the Saints have adjusted with Chris Johnson in the game, going with those floaters with much more regularity, having to adjust the angles of their finishes, going much higher off the glass.
The big start tonight for Nartai and the Saints, 21-8. First quarter. Nartai at the regime here gets the roll. He's got 12 points in the game. 4 starters for the Saints in double digits tonight.
Led by Reggie Upshaw Jr. with 17.
Second one is good, and that margin is back out to 10. Schneider. Johnson now. Loving the battle tonight, spinning it off the boards. Mike Smith. Loves a long shot, and he's firing. He has heated up in this last quarter, Mike Smith.
He has picked up the Vodanovich slack, shooting and controlling the offensive activity.
Schneider with the reply, off balance.
Way off balance. He was not on his shooting platform, but it did not matter. They needed a response, and a bit of desperation in that one is rewarded as Siler Schneider nails it from deep.
He has 16, Smith has 17.
Schneider has 16 on 7 for 9 from the field, by the way. He is, his efficiency has picked up a level with the reinsertion of Chris Johnson into this lineup. Not a lot of touches, but man, oh man, scoring the ball like that is fantastic.
And the second half of the season for Silas Schneider has been excellent.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He's been affecting the game in all aspects, and the efficiency has been huge. Xavier Cooks mistook Nick Barrow there for Reggie Upshaw Jr. Thankfully, for the Saints, Nick Barrow couldn't hold on to it.
One of your favorite players, Nick Barrow. You just love the way he goes about it.
I certainly do. I love him mostly because of how much pain he used to put me in when I had to practice against him. I know what it's like.
With some space inside. Upshaw Jr. with the miss. Here comes Iuli. What can the young man do here? That was a big skip to the basket. Schneider keeps it alive, and they go again through Kirk Penny. They give him some space. Cooks. That's a big arm to get over the top of.
That is incredible ability to close the space. That's a quick release, but Xavier Cooks gave him the room for the drive, but still closed the gap for the block on a shooter. You do not see those kind of blocks often.
Smith. Oh, great handoff to Xavier Cooks.
Mike Smith is just orchestrating this offense like one of the great maestros of all time right now. Doing a great job of involving himself and others play after play.
Well, he's 4th in the league for assists at 5.8 per game. He's had 7 tonight. Here's Johnson. Cooks with a nice little hand in there. Strips it away. Here come the Saints again. Danger time for the Tuatara.
Wonder if the Saints are going to pick up the pace or slow things down with 4 minutes left. Either way could work in their advantage.
Upshaw Jr. Timeout called by the Tuatara. Margin now out to 14 with 4:03 to play. What a run it's been from the Saints to get themselves through to the final 6, and importantly, they are in good form at the right end of the season. Exciting times for the Saints as they chase championship number 13.
Let's work in some text with you. So KP coming into a screen, slipping out of it and going and getting someone off the ball. So getting out of those screens, but looking like we're setting it. Look to curl those if they're trailing, if they're switching it, and make it high. Also be ready for some chins for you, CJ, all right? Robbie's gonna set the screen, and then you just slip out and then look for those little down actions. Defensively, go back into man. The greens have been good. We're over-committing, though, off the weak side, and that's why we're giving up those cuts.
If it needs to be a late switch out of the green, then late switch it. Call it early. Here we go.
Where are you going now? 18 on 3. What's the 3?
18.
Good to see the fans out here enjoying it tonight. Hopefully they're back next Saturday night for the grand final, a week from tonight. Brooke Rusco just watching in the Saints time out there, and Jordan Nartai really taking control and doing a lot of the talking. He's a true leader, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a lot of explicits that I cannot repeat right now. But in saying that, that means that this game means a lot to them. One thing that they really did like is right now defense is great, but it's one shot, one possession. They're getting a great job on those defensive rebounds, and then they're getting out and running. So they want to maintain that.
Coming out in the zone, but the zone buster can't finish it.
And Johnson will get it back, but there's been a whistle.
Taki Farrington with the foul, knocking the ball loose from Xavier Cooks. Unfortunate for the Tuatara, whose work rate has never diminished. Well, 3:47 to play, a 14-point lead. I mean, it feels much closer than that. In the physicality between these two teams, it feels like a 2 or 3 point game. But with 3 to play, you wonder if some desperation is going to come out of the Tuatara here. Just start gambling, start really trying to affect things on this side.
When we get to the end of this one, hot pass and the big block as well.
Oh, and Reggie Upshaw Jr., he's hurt. There's something wrong with his hand.
Keep an eye on that one. Here's Kirk Penny back the other way. Schneider getting up high. Johnson will finish it off.
Never mind, it wasn't his hand. It's the nether regions.
Yeah, I was going to say that he certainly got up with a ginger look. Got to stop in the game here.
Wet spot on the baseline, they'll take care of it. Chris Johnson above the rim again. 24 points to go with his 15 rebounds and 3 blocks. Man, he is not a guy I would want to see around the rim if I had to contest. He has the ability to go up and up. There we see the shot comes up, and as he came down, we didn't see the contact, but we saw the result.
Definitely saw the result, and we saw the grimace on the face as well. Chris Johnson with yet another dunk. He's been a highlight reel tonight, as he has been in the Sal's NBL over the last 2 seasons. So good to have him back here for next week's Final 6. Here's Nartai with a little floater, and it's good.
Oh, I love the way he just got to his spot and elevated, knowing he's got that athletic advantage. Gets a slightly long in the tooth, Kirk Penny.
Rob Lowe.
No hesitation. Rob Lowe hasn't really been involved in a ton of the offense, but on the catch and shoot trailing option, always a good choice for him.
It took me about 1 second to say the name Rob Lowe. Xavier Cooks is fouled. The court announcer here took him about 30 seconds to scream out Rob Lowe.
He's doing it with a little bit more of effect. Trying to bring in some enthusiasm. As Xavier Cooks will head back to the regime. Good foul by the Tuatara. We know that he's not a great free throw shooter, as we see the Chris Johnson swipe at the arm, get pinged with the whistle.
What have you made of that contest tonight, Cooks and Johnson?
I mean, pretty even. If you look at the stats, Xavier Cooks, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple of blocks. Chris Johnson, 24, 15, 2 assists, 3 blocks, neither with an excess amount of turnovers. They both led the way, respectively, for their clubs.
2 of 5 from the regime for Cooks tonight.
Look at this guy, though. Making them when they count. Making them when you have to have them down the stretch.
Well, he's done it a few times for the Saints. He put on a show against the Giants midweek.
He put on the show this season.
Certainly has. Here's Farrington.
I got to say, creeping up my MVP board.
Yeah, voting, of course, not too far away for that. Panel of 15, 10 coaches and 5 independents. And just maybe Casey Frank is one of those independents who's given you a bit of an insight as to where he might be going. Here's Mike Smith. Have loved his game tonight. Reggie Upshaw Jr., good to see him back up and firing.
Timeliness of buckets. This Saints team just knows how to bury you offensively, as Jordan Nartai gets called for the foul there on Siler Schneider. You know, this is going to be a win to the Saints tonight. But if I'm coaching Aaron Young, I'm pretty pleased with what I've seen. You know, Chris Johnson has just completely come in with no issues whatsoever, looking very comfortable. Kirk Penny, as we see the trip by Jordan Atai after a solid move by Schneider. That's knee to knee there. Not going to feel great for Silas Schneider in the morning, but of course, Kirk Penny's not going to be there in the finals. But you're replacing Dante Russo-Nance with him, who, well, doesn't have the same proficiency from deep. Well, maybe he does. He's pretty freaking good. You're going to be able to sub him in there and his abilities. So overall, not the worst loss. You can take quite a few things from it, especially when you consider it was all about that first quarter in which they scored 8 points and were outscored by 13.
We did mention earlier Dante Russo-Nance at the NBA Global Academy this week. Might be the Basketball Without Borders. Is one of a few young New Zealanders there. So congrats to him. I know Lily Talalay is involved as well. Of course, she plays for the Tokomanawa Queens. They had a good win earlier on tonight over the Kahu before this game. Back underway with 2 minutes to play. Johnson. He'll go to work on Upshaw Jr. Steps over the top. Ngatai fouled.
Not yet in the bonus. Team foul. That is the bonus. That is team foul number 5. Jordan Ngatai will head to the line as we saw a fantastic.
And when this one's all said and done tonight, we will do our best to bring you all up to date with how the final 6 may play out, of course, with one game to come tomorrow between the Nuggets and the Bulls. Here's Jordan Ngatai, who has found some real form in the back end of this season, and that's a good sign for the Saints heading into next week's playoffs.
Yeah, you know, he's been struggling with injury all season. You don't hear him complain about it. But when he's at his best, this kind of efficiency is what he can do. He's another multi-positional terror. His ability as a ball handler really key to the Saints team when Mike Smith isn't on the court.
And 17 tonight. His average this season is just 8.3 points. So he's come alive this evening. There's Iuli. Cooks just looked like he hung in mid-air there for a while waiting for the ball.
He's got that ability, and now it's all about stretching out the shot clock for the Saints. Neither team emptying the benches just yet.
Been impressive tonight, the Saints. They've been impressive for quite some time as Cooks pulls down another rebound.
Continue to roll another opportunity for them to hit 100 points in a game.
Smith on the step back. Both teams are going to finish with a 10-8 record on the regular season. Farrenson fires away and misses everything.
Bit ambitious, but why not? Down 18 with 40 seconds left. And how about this Wellington Saints squad? Just the bottom of the table. I don't know how many weeks ago, but they have now moved all the way up to 3rd on the ladder. And
well, I posed the question to you during the week, and it was a really good debate that we had. One of those debates where neither of us hung up the phone on each other, but I asked you whether, if the Saints go on and win it all this year, whether it's a better performance against what they did in 2019 when they went 20-0, didn't lose a game, and thumped a lot of opponents.
Yeah, you know, in my opinion, perfection is something that every team chases, few achieve. That doesn't take anything away from what this team has done this season. But that is, I think watching this team come from behind with an extremely Wellington core is something that the Saints fans and the Saints franchise will be extremely proud of, no doubt about it.
Dying seconds of this one, and they may get the last say. Dane Samuel just backs it out. And that'll do us tonight. What a win for the Saints. What a run of 8 games for the Saints. 7-1 to finish off the regular season. They finished with a 10-8 record Tuatara also with a 10-8 record. We'll give you all of the likely scenarios on the final 6 shortly. But right now, let's celebrate what the Saints have done tonight. Casey, Frank, impressive.
Really impressive. Dropping 98 points again. Only the second time in their last 8 games they haven't scored 100, but right on the precipice. This is a well-oiled machine, and don't forget, they did it in the second half without Tom Vodanovich. So good.
Yeah, very good tonight. 12-time champions. Can they make it 13 in season 2022? Xavier Cooks has been a star, and he was again tonight. He's with Brooke Rusco.
You're right, absolute star right in front of me. Another double-double from you right now. You're looking like you're having fun out there at the moment.
I mean, that's why I play basketball, to have fun. But, I mean, obviously we're winning right now. It's a lot of fun as well, but we're just trying to keep this thing rolling for the finals.
You talked about that. When something's changed, you were 7-1. You got 7-1 as of late. What changed?
Just our intensity at training, all those kind of things picked up, and we found a good switching lineup we can work with. But I mean, it's working for us right now.
You're from a storied background. You're coming off a win in the ANBL. This team here is a storied franchise as well. They won it all last year. Playoff kicks off in a couple of days, right?
Come on now.
Wednesday night, like I said, it looks like you guys are having fun as well, but you got to turn it on. Wednesday night, how do you guys win this whole thing?
Just do what we've been doing. Just playing Saints basketball. Try and keep Tommy in the game for more than 8 minutes. That might help. But just do what we're doing right now. It's working well for us, and everyone's playing with a lot of confidence. That helps out a lot.
Xavier Cooks, good luck in the finals.
I appreciate you, my dog.
My guy.
Get it.
Well, the Australian has been a star this season, Casey. There's no doubt about that. And you can see even with his teammates coming over and getting into him, it's all business with Xavier Cooks.
But look at the hustle. He does the little things. It's not just about putting the ball in the bucket. It's about the work rate. It's about him around the basket, the moves. Look at the footwork, the up fakes, the shooting stroke. He is such a talented player. Look at the athleticism. I mean, the only thing you can't do is really count, because Tom Vodanovich played 17 minutes today, not 8.
I was really impressed tonight with Jordan Ngatai and his performance. It started early, and he kept it going all the way through. He's in a bit of form, and right now he's with Brooke Rusco.
Yeah, Jordan Ngatai, you started this game well. You came out a couple of threes, and then you kind of just kept that momentum rolling throughout the game. But it all starts on Wednesday night. How are you feeling about the playoffs coming up next week?
Yeah, it's a whole nother season now, so we did our job, what we needed to do, make the top 6, but it's a whole different job now, and it's even tougher.
Something's changed with you over the last maybe 6-7 weeks. Your role's changed a little bit, gone into that point guard role a little bit more vocal, as I've seen all game long out here tonight. But how are you feeling right now?
If that's what I need to do to help the team win, I mean, that's all I want. Like, we got off to a rocky start at the start. I mean, I went from playing the 5 at the start of the year, then going back to my wing position, now I'm at the 1. Like, I think my biggest strength right now is that I'm being adaptable to what I've been given.
Well, you guys are playing well. You're a huge part of that at the moment. And also, congratulations. Announced baby is on the way. Big love to you. Jordan Ngatai, good luck next week.
Thank you so much.
Well, he better keep playing well now, because once that baby's here, he's not going to be quite as well rested. But a fantastic game for Jordan Ngatai, and he is absolutely correct. His positional versatility means so much to this team. A guy who can play center if you need, who can play the point guard, and has this scoring touch, playing his best basketball at the most important time of the year.
Yeah, he's in a bit of form, there's no doubt about that. Kirk Penny meeting the fans. And one man who it's great to see him back in the country, and boy, putting on another show as we come to expect from him. Chris Johnson, here he is with Brooke Rusco.
Chris Johnson, welcome back to the NBL. We've missed you. You've been away for the last couple of weeks, a couple of months, sorry, but you are back and you look like you're in fine form once again.
Yep, I'm so happy to be back, man. And, I love it here. I love this league. I love what it's about. And just the love that they show the players and the community. So.
Really quickly, so a lot of us know where you have been and you had to leave for a little bit, but it's pretty cool what you've just been doing. Can you tell everyone what you've been doing, who your coach was, some of the guys that you were just playing against?
I was playing in the Big 3 that's held by rapper Ice Cube. And my head coach was George Iceman Gervin. So they got a lot of legends as coaches, and like Dr. J, Julius Urban, Charles Oakley, Steven Jackson, just a whole bunch of guys. And just picking their brains and like them telling stories. but just competing with ex-NBA players.
Well, it's so good to have you back. You got it on Thursday. You had yourself a huge double-double tonight. You know, you took an 18-point loss, but it felt closer than that. But the playoffs, they kickstart on Wednesday night. Still a lot to take away from that game. What can you take away from tonight's loss?
Just continue to communicate. And guys coming back, so we're still trying to work within that. But no excuses. We're just going to look at the film. And, you know, Aaron, he's big on details from the bench to players, you know, so his preparation is second to none, so we'll be good.
Well, playoff starts, a whole new season that starts on Wednesday. Good luck.
Well, he slotted straight back in, didn't he, Casey?
Like a Lego piece. Just so easily fits. And with that skill set, that's what you expect. The athleticism on full display, the shot blocking ability, the length, just undeniable, his skill set. With another week of training, he is going to become even more dangerous, and this is going to be a hotly contested Final Six. I do not know who the favorite is, but I do know on any given night, any team is going to be able to beat another if things go well for them.
And I do know that the Cell's NBL Highlights show is going to be filled, as always, with Chris Johnson. It was great to see him back on the court tonight with his twin tower, Rob Lowe. Here he is.
Yes, joined by Rob Lowe right now, and you know, not the way you would have liked to wrap up your season, but this is the first time that you personally are being back in the Cell's NBL. Now the season's done, how are you feeling about how it's gone so far?
Yeah, you know, we came into the season with aspirations of making the playoffs, and obviously that's the first job done. Now we move on, we play Wednesday. I don't know who we're playing yet because it was all mumble jumble before the game, but we're looking forward to it, and you know, as a first time in the league for the club, it's an awesome achievement.
And to have your brother back out there, Chris Johnson, he's been away for a while, but we saw his presence and how dominant he was, how well you guys work together. You guys are going to have to be huge next week together, but you have a little bit more time now. He got off the plane on Thursday, Wednesday night, it all rolls around. You take a few things away from tonight's game, you put that forward into Wednesday. What can you take away from tonight's game?
Yeah, look, CJ's been gone for a while, but it's like playing with a brother that you've played with all your life. So we'll be good Wednesday. You know, we welcomed a few guys back in this week with Taki as well. So just building on that and then improving and getting better for whoever we play against.
Yeah, and I know it's tough at the end of the game, but we welcome back a name that is synonymous with basketball here in New Zealand, Kirk Penny. Who knows, this might be the last time we ever get to see him play, but how good was it to see him back out there tonight?
Yeah, it's been good. He's been at practice all week with us, and you know, seeing him out there, and I think his kids were in the crowd tonight, so it's probably pretty special for them to, you know, see him play again. You know, he's one of the all-time greats, and you know, I've played with him for a long time now, so it's awesome to get back on the court again.
Well, congratulations on the season you've had so far. New season starts on Wednesday night. Good luck.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, no doubt, Casey, if Rob Lowe and Chris Johnson can pick back up where they were earlier on this season, they are a legitimate chance next week.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's going to take a little bit of time to get the real rhythm that they had going earlier, but they are the most superior interior presence in the finals. The two of them are near unguardable. There will be a mismatch every single night, and with their shooting ability, the ability to pull bigs outside as well, that is a dangerous, dangerous combo.
Well, we just saw Tom Vodanovich there. He's already had a shower with his early finish tonight. But it was a big win for the Saints, wasn't it? They got home by 18. They got out to a hot start. 21-8 opening quarter, and that's where it all started from.
Well, it was all about the three-point shot early. They scored in nothing but triples in that first quarter, and a fantastic hot start was countered by the Chris Johnson insertion, showing off his athleticism, his passing skills to Kirk Penny back on the board from three. Repay the favor for the reverse dunk. But in the end, it was too much shooting for the Saints, getting it done from deep. And Xavier Cook's always Johnny on the spot with the dunk, showing the athleticism. The Saints, too strong down the stretch, but not invulnerable by any means.
Well, they're certainly happy with the win tonight. They have had a huge second half of the season. The Saints, there's the stats. What can we make of them?
I mean, solid defense from both sides. It's just all about the extra makes. That's the difference in the game. 18 three-pointers to 9 three-pointers made in favor of the Wellington Saints, and that eventually was the difference. And when you throw in that free throw discrepancy as well of +7, You're probably pretty fortunate to only lose by 18. That shows you how well the Tuatara actually played despite wearing the L.
Let's have a look at the ladder in the Sal's NBL. One game to come in the regular season. It'll be the Nuggets and the Bulls. Now, there is a little bit riding on it. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. The Saints and the Tuatara finishing in positions 3 and 4.
And I believe it's the Saints on 3 because they have the countback with this Tuatara squad now. So the Saints will be the number 3 team in the squad as we take a look at the results leading up to this game this week.
Yeah, winners, Airs, of course, that big one to start it off. Saints tonight, one game to come, Nuggets and the Bulls tomorrow afternoon. So we look forward to the final 6. Now, what we know right now is if the Nuggets win over the Bulls tomorrow, Airs and Giants are 1st and 2nd, we know it. If the Nuggets win tomorrow, Nuggets 3rd, Saints 4th, Tuatara 5th, Hawks 6th, which means it'll be the Nuggets against the Hawks and the Saints against the Tuatara. If the Bulls win tomorrow, Saints, Tuatara, Hawks, Nuggets in 3 to 6, which means Saints take on the Nuggets, Tuatara take on the Hawks.
And so this is essentially up to the Nuggets. When you look at that, who do they want to play? Do they want to play the Hawks or do they want to play the Saints? I feel like they're going to want to get that win and face this Hawks team because everyone wants to avoid this Wellington Saints squad.
Does anyone want to play the Saints?
No, no, they do not. No, they do not.
Here's the back end of it all next week. Semi-final 1 Airs against the lowest winner from those play-ins. Friday night, Giants up against the highest winner from the play-ins. And of course, grand final, Saturday the 13th of August. Next week, Sky Sport and Prime. We've got you covered. It's going to be a huge week in the Sal's NBL. Can't wait for that grand final next Saturday night. Well, what a night. Signing shoes, signing posters, signing basketballs, doing it all. Hope you've enjoyed it. Huge doubleheader. The Queens winning in the Taihi, and then of course the Saints continuing on their winning ways. Hey!
Try and keep it to 15 or less.
I don't think it matters, did it? What's that? On 15 or less, because I think there's going to be a mini ladder.